What is going on, guys? It's your boy Big Dyllan, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today I'm going to be giving my feedback on the Crucible, on the current state of the actual Crucible, and obviously changes I'd like to see in the future, on a couple of huge issues I think that are going to obviously kind of drag the game down in terms of how fun it actually is and all that sort of stuff. So obviously, before I start the video, I do want to quickly say that this is my opinion. If you have a different opinion, that is completely fine. You know, don't attack me for having my own opinion. Everyone is entitled to their own, and that's perfectly fine. Like I said, the reason I'm actually doing this is because Bungie obviously acknowledged in their latest weekly update that they are listening to feedback when and where possible. They are obviously listening to us, and they are going to be making changes, hopefully sooner rather than later. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. I've made a quick list here of things that I think are a little bit concerning to me, at least. Like I said, this is just a list off of the top of my head, so I'll probably miss plenty of things off of here that may concern other people, so do bear that in mind. So starting it off just with a few general changes to the game and Crucible along the same lines. This one is pretty much like PvE and PvP. Stat rolls on armor, it affects certain classes more than others. Like, for example, I can obviously spec pretty decently well on my Titan and Warlock into recovery and resilience and mobility alike, but on a Hunter I feel like I'm sort of pressured into resilience and mobility. I can never really I can never find recovery armor on a Hunter. It's just frustrating. Obviously, especially when you're in a Crucible, it's nice to be able to recover a little bit faster, get into gunfights a little bit more often. I feel like at times I'm just sort of sat out waiting for my health to recover for like, it seems like an eternity, like 10 seconds at times. It's kind of frustrating. It'd be nice to obviously just pick that up a little bit and obviously be able to have random like sort of like stat armor rolls, just so I can spec into recovery a little bit more, especially on a Hunter. Going into sort of like the Crucible side of things now is variety and freedom of choice. Like, it's sort of robbed from us, being able to choose game mode. It's quite frustrating at times specifically when you just want to play a certain game mode and relax and chill out. I feel like that's one of the main reasons why Iron Banner is so nice at the moment. It's just because you can just go in and you're letting them playing control, all the time, and obviously that's a really nice thing to have. So I'd like to see that as a change, just give us the freedom back of being able to choose a specific game mode. Now, don't get me wrong, if you have too many, obviously it's going to split the player base up a lot, and then you're not really going to be able to find games as much. So I mean, maybe just rotate game modes every week, you know what I mean? If you have like 4 or 5 game modes on the week, and then just rotate them, I'd swap, 1 or 2 in and out. I think that would be a nice little fix and a compromise for a lot of players that maybe want to just play something different. Iron Banner not being as rewarding at the moment is kind of frustrating. Yesterday I turned in 220 tokens from all that. That was all I earned yesterday just from playing yesterday. 220 tokens, and I got like no armor. I think I got the gauntlets on my Titan, and that was it. It's just a little bit frustrating not being able to get stuff. I feel like it's just like for the casuals as well. I really feel for the casuals here, especially in Iron Banner, because it's such a grind to get the tokens, but then you just get a slap in the face when you've gone to turn them in. It'd be nice, like, this doesn't just go for the Iron Banner vendor, this goes for all of the vendors in the game. Like, let all of the vendors sell everything you can earn from them, and then let us buy a specific item with the tokens we have. Yeah, I feel like it just gives you a little bit more freedom of choice. You know that you're actively working towards something that you can then pick up and buy yourself. I feel like that'd just be a little bit better. I mean, going back to Destiny 1, obviously Iron Banner, you'd obviously sort of like rank up to rank 5, and then you'd be able to actually buy the actual individual items and the armor pieces that the Lady Aphrodite was selling at the time, and obviously that to me was so much better. Obviously items not dropping obviously for completed matches, not having as many tokens obviously if you lose, especially if you're running up against a stacked 4 and you're playing solo. It's just kind of punishing. So maybe a couple of quality of life improvements just around there for obviously people who don't have a full stack to play with and who are playing on their own. and obviously who can't play it as much would be really nice. Quick play and competitive to me seems to be the exact same thing, and actually at times competitive seems to be easier. I've actually brought this up before. Trials to me at the moment is actually the easiest game mode in the game for Crucible, which is kind of stupid when you think about it. Every time I go into Trials, connections are really good. I feel like I'm playing against really low skill level players, and it just makes it really easy to go flawless. Exactly sort of what connection based matchmaking would feel like. And you know, to be bringing up stats here, you know, sorry about this, but I'm just trying to get my point across. My KD is actually higher in competitive than it is in quick play. I'm not going to obviously give you the exact numbers because I'm going to be bragging or anything like that, but like, I just wanted to quickly state that. Obviously, my KD is higher in competitive than it is in quick play, which is, to me, is kind of stupid. And don't get me wrong, I'm not because obviously they're actually quite sweaty, which is kind of stupid. Obviously, quick play says low intensity, and obviously it's sort of seems to be the complete opposite of that. Supremacy in quick play 24/7 again is a huge issue. I seem to get supremacy 95% of the time, and none of the other game modes. So it's that. Obviously, like I said, that's just maybe like a rotation fix. Hopefully that'll be quite simple, or maybe you could just simplify that by maybe giving us the freedom of choice, like I said before, letting us choose our own game mode that we want to play. Trials of Osiris, or should I say Trials of the Nine, not having the mercy cushion for error codes like it did in Destiny 1. Obviously this is a big kick in the teeth. Obviously, especially, just imagine you're a casual player, you hop on for the weekend with 3 friends, you've all got the time off to obviously maybe run a Trials card or 2. One of you gets error coded, and then he has to reset his card because he's got a loss. Obviously, this is really frustrating, and obviously, just to be able to have the mercy on it would be nice. Obviously, like I said, for if you did get error coded or booted or anything like that, you maybe have to go halfway through a match, maybe you got a kid or something like that. To have that cushion there, it's just nice. I didn't see or hear anyone complaining about it in Destiny 1, so maybe it would be nice to have that mercy back. Survival takes way too long. You know, the game mode survival, it's so campy. Nobody moves. You very rarely get into engagements. People just sit at the back of spawn with Mida, and it's just very frustrating. I feel like something needs to be done about survival. I don't know what else you would want to do. Maybe you would want to reduce it from 4 rounds to 3 rounds. Maybe you reduce the lives from like 8 to 4, something like that. Obviously, just cut the game in half, sort of thing. I feel like it'd make it a little bit better. Really slow time to kill. I kind of like it similar to Destiny 1 to create more individual players. I feel like at the moment when you're last alive in Trials against like say 2 or 3 people, you just you might as well just kill yourself. Like there's no point in trying. Whereas in Destiny 1 you could actually go and try and go for a clutch, and you could actually sometimes pull it off, sometimes you wouldn't. But I feel like Destiny 2 has very little individual, obviously, playmaking capability, and I'd obviously like that to be increased by a slightly faster time to kill. Like I said, maybe you make the Mida a 4-shot instead of a 5-shot, and balance all the other weapons around that as well. So obviously, then the time to kill would be a little bit faster. I feel like that would obviously, like I said, it just make it a little bit more fast paced, and hopefully people wouldn't be running around as a pack as much. Trading all the time, this to me I feel like might again have something to do with the time to kill, and obviously maybe the net coding in the game, but trading with people is so common in this game. It's happened to me more in this game than it has probably ever in Destiny 1. And like I said, I feel like it's because the time to kills conflicts so much with certain weapons. Like for example, like say I'm using an AR, someone comes up to me with like a sidearm burst me, and then we just end up trading because his kill time is really fast, and obviously my AR time to kill is just really slow. I feel like it might have something to do with that, obviously, and other things in the game as well. So maybe a faster time to kill, like I said, would be a little bit better. Getting shot through walls, I mean, where to even start with this one? I don't think I've ever played a game where I have been shot through a wall so many times. Yesterday when I was actually playing Iron Banner all day, I mean, going back to the trading thing, I traded 4 times in one game, so that's once every 2 minutes on average. And then the next game as well, I traded 5 times, which again, it's just frustrating. Getting shot rewards again is just annoying as trading. Like I said, I don't know if it's fixable, but again, any fix would be greatly appreciated on that front. The lag, again, this is an issue that has been going on since Destiny 1. Mainly, like I said, because I think of skill-based matchmaking. Simply, there's people that teleport everywhere. I might try and include a clip in this video somewhere of somebody teleporting across the screen, which is just kind of ridiculous, especially if you go in quick play, you expect it to be a seamless experience. You don't expect people to be teleporting across your screen. I should be playing people within my local area, within the UK. When I go into quick play, it should be finding people within the UK first, and then it should slowly start to branch out. I shouldn't be instantly matched against someone that lives in Russia. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. So that's, like I said, that might fix the lag a little bit, but again, I don't think it really will because it's not on dedicated servers and all that sort of stuff. So that's a huge issue as well. And this one, I mainly experienced last night. It happened 3 times, and I randomly dying to the architects. And no, I didn't get tractor cannoned into a wall or anything like that. I was just running through an archway, and my character just died. I just died on the spot, and it came up in the kill feed. You know, see big done, and obviously no weapon, no enemy name, no nothing. It said obviously the architects is the thing that I died to. So happened 3 times last night. Don't know what it was, don't know if it was just a random bug that was happening last night. That's the only time I've experienced it, was last night, so obviously, like I said. But I thought I would include it in this video, just in case it is obviously happening to anybody else. Going into the sort of weapon and class balance issues that I'm having now. Like I said, this is my opinion, like exactly all the other stuff that I've read out before this, so please do not attack me for this. And just before I start getting into this as well, because I'm going to go over the subclasses first for the actual each class. I'm a Warlock main, so do bear that in mind. So going over the Warlock first, Axel. I don't know how you advance it, but I feel like it does need a little bit of a change. It's extremely newbie and extremely frustrating to play against, especially when there's all 4 people with it. It's just ridiculous. Like, there's nothing you can do. When there's loads of people with the Axel. I mean, the range on it as well is, I feel like, the thing that's kind of pathetic. It has a lot of range as Axel. Maybe you could just bring that range down a bit so it's a little bit more of a close quarters kind of thing. Like I said, I don't know how you balance it, but I feel like any sort of change to it would maybe be a little bit better. Now, this isn't just for the Warlock, this is obviously Titan as well, but pulse grenades. Like, holy, do I even need to get into this, of how much of a crutch pulse grenades are. Like I said, I don't want them nerfing insanely, you know, bad so nobody ever uses them again. I don't think that's obviously the way forward. I just think you need to slow down the time in between each pulse. Sort of, you know, if you remember Destiny 1, maybe that was a little bit too slow, maybe a little bit faster than that, but just slow down the pulses, I feel like they'll be completely fine. Just at the moment, obviously, when they're pulsing off constantly, you just can't do anything. The next one is a healing rift. Now, the healing rift, at times, as just a general ability, I feel like it's okay, it's really nice to have, but when people just stand in it and you can't do anything, it is so abusive. You know, it's pathetic. At some point, so people are obviously going to say, "Oh, well, you know, they're using their ability and all that sort of stuff." But I feel like they need to do something as to where when you take damage, you don't, you know, the healing stops for a couple of seconds, so you actually have a chance to outgun someone in the healing rift. You know, if there's a really good player in a healing rift with a full overshield with Axel, you know, there's not a lot you can do. Obviously, most people would say, "Oh, just run away," but then you'd have someone to your side, you know, spamming you with a Mida to the left, and you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, healing rift. That's all I'm gonna say. Titan, the Titan barrier takes forever to destroy with an energy weapon. This again is In the beta, you could actually destroy them relatively quickly with your energy weapon. I know for a fact that they have tweaked the amount of damage energy weapons do to supers and other abilities. I don't know why, because it was actually really you felt rewarded when you switched to your energy weapon and gunned down the super. Maybe you melted them a little bit too quick, but now it's just sort of like I don't really notice the difference between a kinetic weapon and an energy weapon. It'd be nice to have that relevance back, like it was. Maybe not quite like it was in the beta, maybe just a little bit less than it was, but yeah, it's just annoying. Getting on to the next thing is Sentinel Shield Bash, not killing people. You just whack them forward and you just like push and move them around. This is one of the main reasons why I don't play Sentinel. I just literally go with Striker because you get 2 pulse nades. The super is 5 Titan Smash pulse nades, so I mean, what's not to like, you know what I mean? Sentinel, said it's just the Shield Bash, not regularly killing people. It needs to be fixed. It's very frustrating. Moving on to the Hunter, Tether needs a buff. That's all I have to say on that, is it needs a buff. It's ridiculous that when you tether someone, it does not instantly take them out of their super. When you tether someone, it does not kill them. It just needs a buff across the board. It's just ridiculous. Invis on the Night Stalker having no aim assist on console. Like, don't get me wrong, like I said, obviously PC it won't have aim assist, and that's completely fine because obviously PC you can still aim and shoot the person with Invis on, but on console it's almost impossible to hit an Invis Night Stalker. Like I said, maybe that's obviously for the playmaking capability, I don't know, but it's just, to me, it's a little bit frustrating at times. When you get them one shot and the shade step go invis and run off, and then you can't get the last couple of shots in to finish them because of no aim assist. Getting shot through your dodge on all of the Hunter subclasses, with the dodge actually being the weakest class ability out of all the 3. It would be nice to not be able to get shot through it. So I feel like that would be nice. Like I say, Arc Strider needs a buff in movement speed. I can't remember, I think it's the Stompies that increase your sprint speed. If you have Stompies equipped and you're running around in your Arc Strider super, you still cannot run as fast as a Striker Titan in their super. What I'd like to see for this, like I said, would literally be just buff the Arc Strider movement speed up to what the Striker is. I feel like it'd add a little bit more distance closing to the Arc Strider because it really lacks that at the moment. You sort of feel, it's just, I mean, the community is calling it Meme Strider, so I mean, I think that's pretty much says it all. Moving on to some of the weapon stuff now. High caliber rounds. Where to even begin with this one? It was such a huge issue in Destiny 1. I don't know why you brought it back into Destiny 2, because again, it has created a huge issue where I feel at a complete disadvantage if I'm not using a weapon with them. So definitely, I think high caliber rounds need sorting out. It needs to be, you need to reduce the effectiveness of it in the Crucible. Moving on to assault rifles, they have better range than a pulse rifle. Why is this? Maybe put pulse rifles back to what they were in the beta. I'm not saying to nerf assault rifles because I don't really want to nerf anything really. I just want some things to be tweaked slightly, or maybe buff a few other things up. But like I said, pulse rifles I think definitely do need a buff. For me, I was a pulse rifle person in Destiny 1. I always used the Blind Perdition, Hawk Saw, all that sort of stuff. And I enjoyed the pulse rifles in the beta. It was really strong, really effective, rewarded you for having really good accuracy. And in Destiny 2 at the moment, in the current stage, I just don't really feel like there's any point to using one when you can have an Ariel's Gift with high caliber rounds. You know what I mean? You just feel at a disadvantage if you use a pulse at times. It's just kind of pathetic. Sidearms being insanely good at close range, and you cannot beat them with anything else. This to me was really evident last night when I was playing Iron Banner all day. I was in a one-on-one gunfight. I had an SMG. It was the Trials of the 9 SMG I was using. He had a Last Hope sidearm. I actually started shooting first. All of my shots were to the head and like to his neck, and he ended up outgunning me. I got him almost to death, like maybe 1 or 2 bullets and he would have been dead, but again, the time to kill on the sidearm is just ridiculously insane. It's just not, you just can't compete at it. Obviously, and I was like I said, I was landing all my headshots from the SMG, and I still couldn't compete with it. So to me, it's just frustrating. Shotguns are inconsistent most of the time. I mean, the dead orbit ones are probably the most consistent shotgun I have found at the moment. But at times, again, it's similar stuff to Destiny 1, where you'll shoot someone at point blank and then they won't die, and then I'll shoot someone from across the map and they'll die. It makes no sense. Like, the consistency is just not there. Sniper flinch needs to be sorted out. I think snipers flinch way too much. I think this is even a bigger of an issue, mainly because of high caliber rounds. Obviously, high caliber rounds, if you don't know, makes you flinch more, which promotes obviously RNG gunfights, and obviously RNG flinch patterns. Obviously, I may make you flinch more than you make me flinch, even though we're using the same weapon. So high cal as a general issue is just annoying. Like I said, now I don't really think they can sort this one out. Obviously because of the new weapon system, but snipers and shotguns and all that sort of stuff are in the same weapon skill bracket as a rocket launcher, which just it makes no sense to me. How a sniper, like I said, is in the same skill bracket as a weapon bracket, should I say, as a rocket launcher, when it takes leaps and bounds more skill than a rocket launcher. Like I said, that's just all my rough thoughts, like I said, that I managed to think of off of the top of my head. This video has been insanely long, I'm sorry about that, but I did want to make it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you had any different thoughts and opinions, please let me know down in the comments. Please don't attack me. You know, like I said, it's just my opinion. If you have a different one, I would love to hear it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If anyone from Bungie is watching this, please don't feel discouraged. Obviously, the game is still a hell of a lot of fun, and I just want to check this time out. So obviously, if anyone from Bungie does actually end up watching this, just a huge pat on the back for making such an amazing game, and just you know, thank you for taking the time out to listen to feedback within the community and just letting the community know that you are listening. It's, you know, thank you so much for that. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for the video, guys, and yeah, hope to catch you next one. Peace.